Hi, I'm David, and today I want to talk about why Chinese people like to drink hot water. Stomachache, drink hot water. Get headache, drink hot water. Get a cold, hurry up, drink hot water. The only cure for Chinese elders seems to be hot water. The most common complaint from Chinese who travel abroad is not the language barrier or the inability to find their way, but the lack of a kettle in their hotel room. The Chinese people drink hot water to get cleaner water, which has been carried over from ancient time. But when did Chinese start drinking hot water? Chinese have a long history of drinking hot water, but it's still undetermined exactly when it dates back to. The earliest ancestral continents has been found in the world, pottery from the Xianren cave site in Jiangxi province, are more than 20,000 years old. On some of the pottery shards, archaeologists have found the residual scales and smoke marks, suggesting that Asian people were already using these pottery vessels to heat hot water. According to written history, it is at least 2,000 years old. It dates back to Warring States period to the Qin and Han dynasties. The medical classic of Yellow Empire. When you get illness, drink hot water. Measures. Drink hot water in the winter. Before the Song dynasty, hot water was only available to noble and rich families, and the most important reason was the high price of Asian fuels, such as firewood. The lower class people could not afford it and had to drink raw water. During the Northern Song dynasty, due to the highly developed economy, the GDP once accounted for at least 60% of the world. There were independently operated tea restaurants. Tea drinking culture became popular among the lower class, so it's a little bit expensive. It's still an affordable luxury drink. The popularity of tea culture drove hot water to the top. Generally speaking, during the Song and Yuan dynasties, original people could only drink raw water, and only the elderly and the sick could get the boiled water to drink. During the Ming and Qing dynasties, although coal became more and more popular, it was still a big expense to burn wood and charcoal. In the Songjiang region, which had better economy in the Ming dynasty, 50 kilos of firewood could be sold for 50 yuan today, equivalent to the price of an iron pot. 50 kilos of coal could be sold for 90 yuan today, but the annual income of the original people in the Ming dynasty was only 13,000 to 15,000 yuan today. The original people burned firewood, basically burning money. Cooking has been using a lot of firewood, and the specific heat capacity of the water is very large and time consuming. So for most of the people of the Ming dynasty, boiling water is expensive. Tea and soup are luxuries. The more common method was to purify water with tusu, alum, almonds, and other substances. It was until modern time that tap water and briquette were introduced to China. The Chinese people drinking water condition finally improved. In 1907, an instruction of the General Health Administration of Tianjin epitomized the quality of drinking water. At that time, attention once again, all the drinking water must be clarified with alum. Wait until next day, boiled for 20 minutes, and then you can take it. Even tap water should be boiled before drinking. The sources of drinking water must be flowing water and cold and clear. It's time to desal wells at the summer solstice every year. In the Northern Wei period, it began to use cornel to disinfect wells, and in Tang Dynasty, they used residue of tusu wine instead. In the Song Dynasty, urban and rural wells not only had a well protection convention, but also began to use minerals such as stalactites and reaga to coagulate and precipitate. During the Ming and Qing dynasties, alum also became an important water purification medicinal material. We still use it until now. Successive dynasties have racked their brains to keep the water clean. The safe maintenance of water quality was also an important issue in Asian cities. For example, when the Jinshui River was rebuilt in Chengdu in the Northern Song Dynasty, a giant sedimentation tank was added. In this way, the water would be purified in it before entering the city. This design also made many famous Asian cities famous for their clean water all year round. For example, Mano Ricci, a foreign missionary to China in the Ming Dynasty, praised the water quality of Suzhou's canals in his Journal of Ricci's China. Clear and transparent, not salty and astringent like the water in Venice. Two movements have made Chinese fall completely in love with hot water. In the Republic of China, every spring and summer pandemic period, the health management agencies has many water-related pandemic prevention regulations. In March 1920s, the Peiyang Pandemic Prevention Department reminded citizens to drink boiled water. New Life Movement. In 1932, there was a cholera outbreak in China that killed as many as 13,000 people. The national government launched the New Life movement, which advocated don't drink the water if it is still raw. As the name implies, boiled water shop was shops that specialized in selling cheap hot water to the public. In the Shanghai area, the number of boiled water shops soared from 159 in the early ROC to more than 2,000. In the film To Life, Xu Fugui's wife Jia Zhen and Dr. Feng Xia ran a boiled water shop. Second, patriotic hygiene movement. After the founding of New China, due to many years of war, the infrastructure is very imperfect. The water quality is not guaranteed. There is no tap water. Drink the boiled water is the only choice. The patriotic hygiene movement advocates that drinking hot water to start from the child. The government required kindergarten teachers to give children boiled water and form the habits of drinking hot water 3 times a day. In those days, there were advertisements for boiled water all over the streets, and there were boiled water rooms in communities, factories, military units, and residential compounds, all of which provide boiled water for free. So you should be able to understand the older generation of Chinese hot water feelings. Nowadays, some young people in China drink cold water, eat ice cream, drink milk tea, stay up late. But often after graduating and working for some time, almost everyone has a thermos, are starting to drink hot water with goji berry to keep health, because they find the body began to feel a little bit different. But is drinking cold water harmful to your health? Is it true that drinking more hot water will strengthen your body? Not necessarily. Hot beverages are about 65 degrees, a WHO admired class 2A carcinogen, can increase the risk of esophagus cancer over time. And drinking cold water is not necessarily bad for the body. For example, many people believe that they must not drink more cold water after exercise. However, studies have shown that cold water at 16 degrees is the best temperature for rehydration during or after exercise. So in daily life, drink the right amount of water scientifically, and replenishing it on time is beneficial to the human body. The reason why modern Chinese people like boiling water, according to my analysis, should be related to the Chinese people since ancient time to following the middle way and Chinese medicine theory, for the changing of the outside into the body of the most suitable for the body's air, water, food changes may change the original constitution. Drink the temperature of water similar to the body temperature to help maintain their original constitution. Too high or too low water temperature may change the original constitution of the person, resulting in the feeling of body changes. For example, someone I know drank cold water like the locals when he went to Japan to study, and after a while, he got hay fever. which is very common among the locals. Maybe this example is not very convincing, but I can make another video to talk about Chinese medicine theory. For foreigners to drink cold water, all I can say is that it's a matter of habit, and as long as there are no bacteria or virus in the water, it's fine. I like warm water about 40 degrees so that I don't trigger oral and esophageal cancers, and so that I can maintain my original constitution. So I still drink warm water even though it's a hot summer day. I still have the water filter in my this rented house here. And I will get some water. Just make some cold water and make some boiled water. Yeah, that's what I preferred. Yeah, that's all for today. See you next time.